What is up, party people? Welcome to another episode of Hog Rider Radio. It's been a minute. Holidays, life, all that stuff. And by a minute, it's been like a month.
Yeah.
It's not been that long. Just a little break because of the holidays, New Year.
We tried.
We tried to come back last week, and there was a wind situation where we live at, and it knocked the power out a couple times. So we were just like, you know what? Let's count our losses and do this again. So that means My Hero Academia. I might as well just go on an update now.
Yeah.
By the way, Hog Rider Radio, hosted by Gordon Seth, Dylan Branscombe, Bearded Puck Champ, Ethan Justice. He's here. James would be here, but he is going through a big move right now. So he is just
Also not feeling the greatest.
yeah, not feeling great either. So he's just kind of going through it this weekend. Busy, sick, bleh, not great. But yeah, My Hero and Stranger Things were supposed to be last weekend, but we then had to reschedule with a lot of other different podcasts we're doing this weekend. We decided to move My Hero Academia to May after the special drops next or something like that. I don't know what it's called. And then Stranger Things we'll do tomorrow. Yeah. And you'll hear our thoughts on season 5. Almost all of us except for James, I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the reschedules, but we're not talking about that stuff today. Today we're talking about 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, the sequel to 28 Years Later, and a part of this 28 franchise. That's probably the best way I can describe it. 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 years 2.
It kind of threw me off on the title card. It didn't say like 28 years later. It just said The Bone Temple.
Bone Temple.
I was like, ooh,
sick.
Sick.
Well, you know, it said 28 years later at the beginning for some reason. That was a little weird. And then, because it like played, I don't know, it was kind of weird. And then it went The Bone Temple at The Bone Temple, which is really, really cool. But yeah, this is directed by Nia DaCosta. Obviously, the first one and the 28 Days Later were made by Alex Garland and Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle produced this one, but Alex Garland's still on the writing team. He's the lead writer, and Nia DaCosta directed it. She's directed things like The Marvels, like we've talked about. I'm not sure what else she has directed. I do know we talked about this before. She is relatively new, but like feature films, Little Woods, Candyman, The Marvels, Hedda, I heard was great. Had some performances nominated at the Golden Globes from that movie. So she's got the sauce.
Trifecta right there.
I know. But Danny Boyle is returning for the third one in the trilogy, starring Ralph Fiennes, Jack O'Connell, Alfie Williams, Aaron Kellyman, and Chi Lewis Perry. I'm going to guess that's how you say his name. He's the alpha guy, and we'll talk about him. He's freaking awesome in this movie. Really good. We'll talk about that in a second.
I was surprised.
Which I was very surprised about. But yeah, so those are the stats. Budget of $63 million. It's made about $6 million so far. Right now, there's a box office juggernaut still walking around. Avatar: Fire and Ash is still destroying everything in its path. But still, I think this movie will probably have decent earnings from it. But
Say low-key.
wait, what?
Low-key, I like this one a little bit better. But
I like this one a lot better. I do love Fire and Ash. I still think was fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really fun moments in that, but I think it's the weeks of the trilogy. But we're not talking about Avatar: Fire and Ash.
No.
We are talking about 28 Years Later. Ethan, what are your thoughts? Spoiler free
Spoiler-free.
on 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I'm just gonna call it The Bone Temple. 28 Years Later, saying it all.
Yeah.
Too many freaking words.
Without getting into anything. It was a little bit slower than the first one, I will admit that, just because, certain things. But genuinely, that's where the first one shone, was like the little moments where it's kind of just, and I think this one had plenty of really good like little moments where you're just like, wow. And just the message, talk about that later, but like the message of the whole franchise really, but like especially this movie was really, really good. Ralph Fiennes, obviously
Just one of the best actors of our generation, for sure.
and give Jack O'Connell every single crazy villain I've ever seen. Like,
He's
he
so good.
kills it. Centers this.
Great
Yeah.
stuff. Alfie Williams too.
Oh yeah,
Young
the
kid. God, he does awesome.
Yeah.
And Aaron Kellyman, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. I'm gonna look. She was the villain in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and here's the thing, not a great villain. Not on her part. She did okay. Not greatly written. But I saw her in this movie, and she's always been someone that I seen stuff, and I'm like, oh, I like her and everything. And she does a great job.
And she was the other one in the.
She was she's what does she say her name is at the end?
Was it Kylie?
Something like that. She's the one that helps him out basically the whole time.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, anything else besides that?
Just. Nah, we'll talk about that later. I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
spoiler free. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
because there's a lot of spoilery stuff
I'll
that
just
is
say
awesome.
some of the needle drops.
Needle drops, lines, There are some lines in this movie that got a gasp out of the theater when I went. It was like, like, oh my gosh. We'll get into that whenever spoilers start. But
I'll let you say your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is as good as it gets for this franchise. I still like 28 Days, I think, the most, just because it started the whole thing. I love Cillian Murphy in that movie. It has just an awesome style to it. I really love the third act of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, half of it is all about this family of traveling through. He finds his family, they travel, and then they get to this base, this military base, where you find out, like, obviously the trope now is like, oh, when the zombie apocalypse happens, the zombies aren't the scary part, the humans are.
Yeah.
You know, that trope. But the trope started then.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever that happens and you learn about what their motivations are, what they want to do with the girl that he's with, that stuff's really dang good. And how he gets out of that is just awesome. The music's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about this movie, yeah, I mean, everything you said about performance-wise, I mean, Ralph Fiennes is, like I said, I think Ralph Fiennes is probably top 3 actors of all time on my list. Everything he's in,
Conclave, like
Conclave, The Menu, this movie, Harry Potter. The Menu's awesome. Everything I've seen him in, he's just absolutely incredible. Jack O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this dude, he is the most Irish guy I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But plays this kind of tragic character, which we'll get to, kind of the themes of this movie, kind of dipping their toe, not even dipping their toe, like diving headfirst into religious fanaticism and stuff, and like how
it relates to trauma.
Like crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he just plays that character so well. Like, I'm not spoiling anything, but him and Ralph Fiennes have this conversation before, just good. Like, it's just two of the best actors in the movie. I'm getting chills thinking about 2 of the best actors in the movie just sitting down and talking about stuff. And it's just like, oh, it's so awesome. But yeah, performance-wise is great. I disagree about the pacing.
Well, it's not, I wasn't saying that it was bad.
No.
I'm just saying it's slower than the first
No,
one.
that's what I disagree about. I think this movie goes, and I do think it has its slow moments in the beginning, for sure. But in the third act...
Maybe I don't mean slow. Maybe I just mean less action.
Yeah, in the third act, I'm not saying this as a diss.
Mm-hmm.
In the third act, I think it's so frenetic and fast, like everything's just moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You get the moment with the song, and then you get the twists, and you get all this stuff, and then you have an emotional moment, and it kind of gets trampled over just because like there's so much happening, and then the movie just kind of ends. Like, and I feel like the first one did this too, and this might just be something you have to kind of get with these kind of movies that they just kind of build, and they don't waste any time with the end of the movie. They're like, we know what we want to end this movie with, we're just gonna do it. We're not gonna like draw it out or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like, I think there's an emotional moment at the end of this movie, or towards the end of this movie, that, and I'll get into it, that kind of gets, I liked it, but I was like, I wanted to love it, and I don't think I did. It felt a little flat with me. Still really liked it, but I think that happens sometimes in this movie, is that the pacing is really, really fast, so sometimes the emotional moments that I want to sit in a little bit longer, like in 28 Years Later, the first one, where that movie is kind of more relaxed a little bit, and it's like you get more character moments, you get the what's the kid's name? Spike. You get Spike climbing up the bone temple to put his mom's skull. Like, that whole scene, it's you to actually sit back and like take a breather, and after, you know, some scenes of you running away from the infected and stuff. There wasn't as many infected in this movie, which I think is more of a testament to what this movie's trying to say more than anything.
Yeah.
But I didn't take away from it for me or anything like that. But yeah, like you said, the soundtrack is unbelievable. Soundtrack's great. I don't know how to say her name. She won an Oscar for Joker for the best score. Hildur, I don't know. It's just rough.
You're just gonna butcher it.
Yeah. Good score. I don't think it's as good as the first movie's score. The first movie score is just absolutely incredible. But this one's really, really good. Especially at the end, we get a track that just gave me an emotion of, oh my God, I can't believe we're getting the movie we're gonna get next. Like, it's just gonna be insane. But yeah, I mean, I really, really liked it. I mean, it's my favorite movie of the year.
Oh,
it's 2026. So out of the 2 movies I've seen this year, this and Primate. Primate's fun. Y'all should go watch that. But anyways, that's spoiler free. Now we can get spoiler talk. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you love the 28 franchise, you're gonna love this one. Like, it's right up that alley. It keeps the tone going. If you're worried about Nia DaCosta taking over directing, if you're like, it's not Danny Boyle, is it gonna be? Don't worry about that. She directs the crap out of this movie. She's awesome. The Marvels, I like the Marvels.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really that worried, but
I just didn't really know who directed this one.
right. But yeah, take it away, Ethan. Spoiler thoughts. I know you can talk about whatever.
Yeah.
To go watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it and come back.
So, like, straight off the bat, you jump back in with, like, Spike and, like, him being in the group. And just as soon as it starts, you see how crazy every single one of
Group
these
of Jimmys.
Yeah.
Fingers. The fingers. My 7 fingers.
Yeah.
Is that good?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's what I thought. So we got to do a good Jack O'Connell impression.
Because, like, put my mic down for a second. Like, you just see him sitting like this.
I know, dude. He's posted up.
Like, oh,
Posted up above the pool.
and then just them. He's like, "This is a fight to the death." He's like, "Do not help him. Do not do anything." I'm like,
Yeah, crazy because they had 8. So you can't have 8. You have to have 7, right? Isn't that the whole rule? Until, well, look at it. Bro, the religious messaging of this movie is crazy. Crazy stuff.
And that's the sad part. I know, like, a lot of people that I know wouldn't want to go see this, and I'm like, because they're like, well, it's satanic.
Yeah, very satanic.
I'm like, not really. They're
The theme,
shown.
yeah.
They're shown to be out of their minds.
Yes, yeah.
Like, it's kind of there, but I'm like,
Ray finds us to play a fake Satan at one point.
but yeah.
And we'll get to that scene. Holy crap. Holy crap. But yeah, keep going.
But yeah, just like as soon like as that starts off, you know, I'm just like, okay, all right, this is good. And then like,
he stabs the guy in the leg.
He didn't even mean to really kill him either.
Well, yeah, he stabs him in the leg, and he's like, "Oh, you think that hurt me?" And then went, and his artery, so like he just started bleeding out. This movie's gross. They up the gore in this one. I think.
Sure.
Remember, he like the alpha grabs the guy's head,
and he doesn't just grab it. He's like
gets in his eye, and like,
I'm
oh
like,
my
ooh,
god, it was
ooh.
crazy, and pulled out, and the spine was.
Yeah.
It was sick.
I do like with talking about the alpha. I do like how they show us a lot of like what he's seeing, what he's feeling.
Yeah, I know. The Infected was they. All right, so obviously, if you haven't seen the movie but you don't really care, you kind of want to just hear about how it is. The Alpha in the first one is more of a character in this, and the first one is more of an impending threat. This time, they actually like take the time to like Ray Fiennes is trying to cure him. So he keeps on like hitting him with these darts of like morphine and like other drugs and stuff.
I didn't think he was trying to really cure him till the end, but like it was almost like an addiction.
Yeah,
on his part.
Well, I think it was because remember he kept saying like, "Well, this drug did this like for your psyche. It would like cure." So he's like, "Well, maybe what you're going through is a psychiatric thing and not necessarily a health thing, or so there's nothing wrong with your brain health wise. It's just you think you're seeing something that isn't there.
Yeah,
so you're going through like mass psychosis. Like, oh my gosh." This is like really interesting. This is stuff that in my, media consumption hasn't really been explored before of like, well, maybe the infected aren't necessarily seeing the right things. Yeah. Like they are just unstable people because they are infected. They're not dead.
No.
Because that's like the fun part about the infected versus the dead. The dead's just kind of like, all right, this is dead people.
Yeah, zombies.
They're not zombies. They're just, there's a sickness going around. And my God, man, I don't like when they throw up blood. Can I just be real? That's the worst part about these movies.
Yeah, because like when the group of 3, when he cut it and
he spit on him, and I was like,
oh
my God. It's so gross every time. Like I forget about it, and they spit on him. I was like, oh, he's gonna get infected, and he threw it. But I was like, oh, I forgot they do that. Oh my God, like it's so gross. But
speaking of gross,
what's gross?
When he says when they do the Jimmys, they do their charities.
Ooh,
and he's like, take off the shirt, and I was like, okay. They took off the shirt, and then they go. I'm like, oh
yeah. Well, and then they like skin them,
they're
right?
Flaying them.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm like, oh my God.
Like you see the skin like fall. Gross. This movie is gory. Like it is up there. But yeah, like the alpha gets a lot more to do, and I'm just gonna jump straight to it.
Yeah.
There is a line. There's 2 that the alpha. Okay, so the alpha starts speaking in this movie. Okay, the first time he talks, he says moon. The theater audibly was like,
I said,
yeah. It was like, oh my God. And then like it moves on because I think he was about to euthanize him. That's what I gathered from that.
Yeah,
was like he was gonna kill him because he was like, I'm running out of morphine. I
I'm
can't.
an eye for you.
Yeah. Peace. And he's like, but you have to give me consent. Then he like he did something to kind of like give him that. Yeah. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then he's looking up at the moon, and he goes, moon. And it was like, what? Oh my God. There was that moment, and there was the moment on the train.
Oh.
Where he's like, I don't have a ticket. Brother, oh my God. The pop, and that we were like, oh my God. Like it
also,
was.
how real of him. The first thing he does when he gets cured automatically is awkward.
Yeah, like oh my gosh, like when this whole journey, and you see like why he knows the moon, because then it like goes back to when he's a kid. He's looking at the moon on like a book or something.
I'm guessing
like
that was when it all happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was just like, oh my gosh, everything to do with him and Ray Fiennes' character. Like Ray Fiennes, they're like best friends, even when he's still infected, because he keeps hitting him with his morphine, and they're like sitting and talking.
Yeah, he's just
and Ray Fiennes is he's lonely, so he's using it as a way to like kind of talk, and he's like dancing with them to like songs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's such that got a lot of laughs at the theater when they had like their little montage. it was like a bromance like montage. It was really really funny.
I will say, the train scene.
Yeah.
Because they all start coming at him after he talks. They're trying to kill him because they're like, oh shoot, that's not infected anymore. I was like, and then it cuts away. I'm like, damn, they really cured him. I didn't mean to say that.
It's fine.
They really cured him just to kill him. I was like,
I know. I thought they were about to kill him.
I cannot believe they did that.
Yeah.
And then
that
he
epic
steps
shot.
out and he's covered.
Covered in blood, and it's in the moonlight, bro. Oh, and he's like, let me tell you, this dude's got like a 10-pack. This dude is ripped to the freaking. He's shredded. And yeah, well endowed.
He covers up a lot of this movie. I was like, hey,
yeah, that was one of the things that you kind of notice his betterment as he keeps going, is that when he was the alpha infected, he was naked. So that was like the big joke we had 28 years later was he's the alpha. Oh, we know why he's the alpha, all right. And I think now he's puts the cloth on whatever. But I think the cool thing about this movie connected to the first one is I think Ray Fiennes saw the pregnant woman, and that's when he was like, wait a minute, what?
She realizes that she's pregnant.
Yeah, but how would they know to do that? He's thinking like, oh, they're not all gone. They're not like 100% not there. There's something going on in their head.
I liked what he said. It's like it's settled over your brain. It's not inside of it.
Yeah, dude, the psychology of this movie and everything like with the infected was the coolest thing about this movie. When Ray Fiennes was he's just talking. He's just talking about cool stuff. But get away from the infected and like the alpha. We can talk more about the Jimmys, Mr. What's his name? Jimmy Crystal. Jimmy Crystal. Obviously, this is. I don't know if I just didn't pick this up, but I think we talked about this a little bit the first time when they ended this. A lot of people picked up on the fact that Jimmy Crystal that they figured out the name of was like this UK.
Yeah, it was
guy.
a UK like television guy that he had his whole personality was like tracksuit.
Yeah,
long blonde hair, but he wound up being a pedophile.
Yeah, so a lot of that stuff, and I don't know if they really explored any of that in this.
Just the dichotomy of like they're very kid-like, but then they're like this evil satanic group.
Jiu-jitsu, they can wield blade, like they're crazy.
Yeah,
that one girl kills the Aaron Kellyman's character kills the infected when he's just running at her, and she like does a flip and like it was cool.
Dodges the blood coming. I was like, wow,
it was cool. It was really cool. But yeah, like his character in this movie. I mean, obviously, they get into the satanic stuff, and you kind of learn more about like, oh, that's what this is. I had no idea they were going to go this route at all. And even I think you see the upside down cross in the first one on his neck, and I just never picked up that's where we would go.
I kind of picked up, but I was like, maybe they won't go that direction. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole like and learning that he lived next to the church.
Well, and I thought about this during the thing. I was like, well, of course, he went through the trauma of losing his dad.
Yeah.
In the church, so obviously his trauma is tied with the church, and that's when everything happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, it's gonna kind of warp.
And how it's warped his mind is he's thinking he's this like prince of Satan.
Yeah, he's son
Jimmy
of,
Crystal. He's the son of Satan.
Yeah.
And
old Nick.
How it messes with his head, and there's a point where you think he knows he's
not
lying. When he goes up and he sees that Ray Fiennes isn't. He like goes to walk, and you're like, what is he thinking? Is he thinking that Ray Fiennes is actually Satan, or is he just going to be like, hey, I have some people, whatever, and then of course they have the whole show or whatever. But his character was just really interesting the whole movie, just how he interacted with everyone. Like I said, we've talked about it. Jack O'Connell was incredible.
Yeah.
In this whole thing.
That's something I was going to bring up at that beginning when they're in the cottage with that family. And he has that one girl do the dipsy dance. I was so tense.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. Just
talking about the Teletubbies.
just because it was, you're like, oh gosh.
He's definitely the kid at the beginning of the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
that's what they connected it because Teletubbies. They're watching the Teletubbies. But yeah. So that I always like stuff like that.
And that's why I said he watched his dad die in the church because that's what happened at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He even says though, this is the part I was a little like when he's talking to or the doctor, he's like, the doctor's like, so your dad was the it wasn't like a bishop or anything.
Yeah.
It was like
one of the leaders in the church, I guess.
And he goes, yeah. I'm like, so he knows.
So he knows, but he like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like the trauma he went through, kind of just like
completely.
It's almost the same thing as what the infected have gone through, which is like,
I think that's kind of
the point. Is like the trauma that they've all went through is like it's not in their head. It's like kind of clouding what they know. And obviously, infected are to a bigger extent than than Jack O'Connell, even though Jack O'Connell is murdering people in horrendous ways. But yeah, I think it all culminates. I like how someone said this in Letterboxd, some people I watch. I can't remember his name right now, but he said like it's two anthology stories kind of like culminating together into this big moment. And the big moment is Jack O'Connell goes there and he's like, "Hey man, are you Satan?" And he's like, and Ray Fiennes is like, "Nah man, I'm not Satan. That's crazy.
I'm just
Oh, it's because I'm orange and dirty."
Or Ian, whatever
Ian, that's his name.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, well, here's the problem. I have a bunch of my followers out here thinking that you're Satan, and I told them that.
Yeah.
So I need you to like perform it. I need you to play it up.
If you can't, I'm gonna.
And I don't even think he said if you don't, I'm gonna cut out your intestines and feed them to you. Disgusting. Oh, no one wants that. No. I would say. So, I don't think he was ready for how much Ian would play it up, though.
Nope, that thing was wow.
Let me tell you. So before this, he's obviously setting up things, and he goes down and he goes to the records he has because that's been set up the whole movie. He has records and
he
listens to it. So he listens to Radiohead at one point. That was really dope.
The needle drop of everything in its own place.
Yeah, that was awesome. It reminded me of Daredevil when they did Daredevil at the end of Born Again. Oh, but yeah. So they do all this. He goes downstairs, looks at his records, picks up an Iron Maiden vinyl, and I was like, oh, we're going hardcore with this. And he plays Number of the Beast, which as soon as the guy starts talking, I was like, what is this even going to be? Because then I remember the trailer where he's like doing like the thing like this, like he's like doing this with his hands. I remember being like, what the heck is going on in that scene? You know, what is happening? Does he get infected? Like that's what I thought was happening. Yeah. And the scene that follows is just the biggest drug trip ever because he blows drugs into their faces.
Yeah, it looks like literally cocaine.
And they go crazy. It's like a mosh pit.
Yeah.
And he's like singing the Number of the Beast, and like it's insane. It's insane. He's like got all this makeup on. He's like he looks terrifying. Got like black on his teeth. Like looks terrifying. He's Ray Fiennes, bro. He looks weird. So like you just I don't know.
And then at the end when he's got that big thing he's twirling around.
Oh, that was the moment when he got like this like flame staff bucket. I don't even know what to call it.
No, I don't know either.
He just has this thing that's on fire, and he's like twirling it around and stuff, and it's like
throwing sparks everywhere.
Everyone's like, I'm just watching it. And it convinces them, you know, that he's Satan for a little bit. And I'm glad that we didn't just move away from it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, what now? They're just going to leave? Yeah. Like, what's going to happen? And then he sees Spike in the mask, because Spike didn't take off his mask.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang it, Spike, take off your mask. And then he sees him. I was like, okay, here we go. He takes it off. He tries to say, like, oh, I actually need to sacrifice. We need to sacrifice my son like God did to Jesus. And I was like, oh, he threw that in his face. Oh, dang. So then we get that whole thing.
And he's like, could I do this?
Yeah. And then they stab Ian.
My favorite line comes after that. My favorite line of the whole movie is when they're like, well, I forget who it was. It wasn't the main Jimmy. It was one of the other ones. I think it was one of the ones that was like dying or something, because they start fighting each other.
Oh yeah.
And she goes, I don't understand who's old Nick, who's Satan.
Yeah.
He goes, nobody.
Yeah.
Nothing. He's like, it's us.
It's us. It's just like, us.
That
was a great moment. Like that was, and she cries like because she's also been like kind of traumatized from this. It seems like maybe this was the one thing kind of giving her hope for a better world. Yeah. And it's messed up. Like Satanism is crazy, but like it's like that was the one thing that was keeping her going.
Keeps her like order basically.
Yeah, and now she's being told that none of that is real. None of that is real. What we have is here, and that's it. And then, of course, Alpha comes back. They hang Jimmy Crystal up on the cross.
Yeah, that was what she was like.
Down.
I could, because he gives him like his last commandment is that he has to sacrifice him, and then she goes, "I can follow through on that last one."
Yeah. So they hang, and he's he's like, "Cry to your mama," he's just crying.
Well, and that's why I wasn't completely sure if it was like this is definitely in his mind, like he's delusional basically.
Seeing the Alpha come in with the horns.
Because I can't hear him anymore. I can't hear like my dad or Nick anymore. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely like the pain is blocking like his head.
Now he's stripped bare to his human parts of you're now gonna die. Yeah. And who are you when you die? That's a big question all the time. Like you could play up this big persona all the time, but when it's time to die or be killed or whatever, a lot of that goes away. Yeah. So probably that persona leaves, and he's like, I don't hear him, because he's freaking out because now he's starting to get stripped back to what he was before all this trauma just absolutely messed him up. But of course he sees the Alpha walk in. And he's got these horns and stuff. Looks sick. At first I was like, did the Alpha put on some deer horns or something? I was like, oh, that's so cool. But he's just normal. But he goes to. And this is the moment of the movie that I thought was a little flat for me. I wanted a little bit more from it because he can talk now. I wanted to maybe have a little bit more of a conversation.
Yeah, but even he's like, "Thank you,"
says thank you, and then Ian says "Memento Mori," that throw line from the first movie. Which that scene makes me cry every time. But yeah, and
then it kind of pissed me off because. But they haven't done it in the past, so I gave them it. But
was it a jump scare?
Yeah, when he's like kind of it's that part I was like, ooh, they're going there because he's like, Father, why have thou forsaken me?
Oh yeah,
I was like, whoa,
yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he's like,
but then he's like drifting off.
Me,
all you see is, I was like, oh my
God. It was the Alpha too, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
It was just a random.
I don't see why the Alpha would come back.
I thought the Alpha was gonna stomp him.
Yeah, maybe
that would be cool.
I think it was just a random zombie that came and got him. I was like. Or random infected that came and got him.
But I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. That was thorough line of comparing the religions and all that stuff. When he says, "Father, have you forsaken me?" I was like, whoa, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
And it's the cross is upside down. So there's obviously there, and obviously he's crazy. So he's probably saying this also in remembrance of he knows what Jesus said.
Yeah.
Because he was obviously in the church.
That's almost like a bastardization of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of in his head.
Yeah. Because he's crazy. Yeah. He's crazy. So anyone thinking that, I don't want to go watch this movie because it praises Satan and all, it doesn't. It definitely points out the fanaticism of it.
Yeah.
But also it kind of points out the fanaticism of any religion.
Or ones that take it too far, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just a great movie when it comes to that. And then of course they walk away. She tells him her name. He tells him his name. She throws the wig away. I thought that was a powerful moment. She takes off the wig and throws it away.
I was hoping, because he had taken his off.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, that'd be so much better if she just took hers off.
Kind of like saying, New Beginnings, they're going to go do their own thing. Then. Movie ain't done yet.
Audible freaking gas.
Yeah. Movie ain't done yet. As soon as I went to the house, I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. I was like, we're going to get him.
And I heard the voice. I'm like.
And I know that's Cillian Murphy.
And then he walks around the corner and goes.
So at the end, we got that. We go to this house and we're like, oh, who's in this house? His daughter is learning history, and they talk about World War I and World War II. History is doomed to repeat itself. Good. All that stuff. If we don't pay attention to it, blah, 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 all that stuff. So Cillian Murphy's teaching his daughter. They're having a cool little moment. Obviously, it's the daughter of the
him
girl.
And that girl, yeah.
So they're talking to each other, and then they hear from outside, and it's Alfie Williams' character, Spike, and I need to learn this girl's name. Hold on. Kelly.
It wasn't Kelly. It was
Kelly. Spike and Kelly are running away from infected, and they see this, and music starts playing. The theme from the first movie starts playing, and the first note hits, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me! This is so hype." She asks, "Do we help them?"
Of course we do.
And then we end, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh,
It's so good. That's like, fan service. Obviously, you can roll your eyes. You can be like,
it's cool.
It's cool when done right, and
Yeah.
this is when it's done right.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is play that track, and then they're gonna go save them. And we're in the next one. We're gonna have them together.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be awesome.
Because I think, it's a cool like tying together of the two stories.
Yeah.
28 weeks later, you can.
Well, yeah. 20. The good thing is they brought back 28 years later, and they said like, all right, let's get new characters, but let's actually build these characters up over 2 movies, and then we already know 28 days. Then we merge them, and then we have this big movie to end it off.
I'm glad they're kind of forgetting about 28 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. It was fine. It was whatever, but
Yeah.
not as good as the other ones.
Nope.
But
yeah.
very excited to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah.
And that's like what I was saying at the beginning. Like it's the moments, when Alf says thank you. That moment when he says, it's nothing, it's just us. And like the little moments where they're having conversations.
Alex Garland can write a script.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's. You say what you want about. Sometimes he directs things differently, but.
And even like the moment when Jimmy's talking to Ian, the doctor, and he's like, I like you. You're easy to talk to. He's like, I don't think I've ever liked anybody in my life.
And that's big.
I was like, wow. It's just good.
And that's what was something interesting. It was like an atheist and
a Satanist.
And a Satanist having a conversation. That's usually never something that is broached in a movie. It's always atheist, Christian. It's usually always how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's the other way around. So then in your head, obviously, even as a Christian too, watch and you're like, well, I don't really agree with both.
Yeah,
with
so
both of these parties.
Like,
so like, what do I? And it puts you in a bind, kind of like, where do you want to?
Who do you want to side with?
Yeah, and like, I think obviously, Ray Fiennes. Yeah, Ray Fiennes has a little bit more points to offer,
and he's got a little bit of humanity, I guess. You could say.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Crystal's a little far gone. But it's just an interesting conversations and something I just didn't think would be. There's a lot of religious movies going on right now. Like Knives Out did a great job too of like covering the Christianity sides of things with trauma and actually what Christianity is and all that stuff. Very interesting stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I think if they keep doing what they're doing, I'm pretty sure the next one's in development already. So if they keep doing what they have been doing, it'll be out next year.
This is gonna be the last one, like the trilogy.
The trilogy, yeah. And Danny Boyle's doing so. Exciting stuff. Really, really excited. Ray Fiennes went out in a good way. One of the best characters in the franchise for sure. Just awesome. So, anything else?
I was just gonna say, and then we get another powerhouse coming in, like Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, gosh, Oscar winner.
Mm-hmm.
You say that now. That trailer's gonna say Academy Award winner Cillian Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit.
Yeah, but I'm very excited for what happens next. And like I said on Discord,
Remember when that girl got killed by the hook?
Oh my gosh! And she just started like
season out,
and she just started talking. I was like,
it was so real.
I caught on to what happened, but I was just like, oh my god.
That whole scene was awesome.
And then he like lights the.
Well, he starts taking them out, and then like the people that are still alive that like have been filleted, basically they look up and they like smirk a little, and I'm like, oh, this is rad. This is so rad. But anyways, keep going. What you're saying?
What was I saying?
Discord.
Oh, just like kind of what I said in Discord after I watched it. I was like, this is just another banger of a 28 years movie. Like, if they can finish out the, trilogy, this will be a very, very solid trilogy.
Right.
So,
well, any other thoughts besides that? I think that's all I got to say. Yeah. Final rating. You go first. Out of 10. 28 years later, 10. The Bone Temple.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it like a 8.5.
Okay.
No. 9.
No. 9. Okay.
Yeah. I think 9 because I think that's what I gave. I think that's what I gave the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I really like that movie. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
I was very close to giving this a 10 out of 10. Very close. Until, like I said, I had some problems with emotional resonance towards the end. I was like, I wish I hit a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I still give this a 9.5 out of 10. I really, really love this movie. It has that insane premise, and I'm a fool for some anthology stuff. I love anthology stories and like them kind of connecting towards the end. Like I really love that it's 2 different stories going on, and you kind of there's interesting things happening in both.
Because if I'm not mistaken, they did that in the first one too, right?
Mhm.
The 28 years later.
Yeah.
It was Spike, and then it was his dad, right? Or maybe or his mom, something like that.
I think it was his dad.
Okay.
Because like, doesn't he take his mom to the doctor and his dad tries to
and
come
then
get
it's
him?
him. Like,
Yeah. Anyways, which we didn't see. What happened to the dad? Do we know? Is he back? He's back at the place, isn't he?
Probably cheating on his.
Yeah,
well,
probably.
she's
I got
dead now.
Aaron
but-
Taylor Johnson sucks.
Yeah. Oh well.
Not a great actor either. Sorry, hate to say it. It's not great. We forget he was Craven. Not good. But anyways, 9.5 out of 10. I really, really love this movie. I love this series. Not as good as the first 28 Days Later for me, but I think it's better than everything else. 28 Years Later, the first one, and
It's like
28 weeks.
that's why it lost points. It wasn't filmed on a
Camcorder.
Yeah.
And you know, that one's on Netflix now, 28 Days Later. Remember when it was like impossible to find?
I hope Cannon watches them. Like
Yeah,
he said,
it's
he would.
awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Mhm.
Well, if that's all we have to say.
Mhm.
Big weekend for us. We have this podcast coming out probably, right now, whenever you're watching it. And then we have Stranger Things. We have the Hog Rider Radio Big 3, where we will talk about our top 5 games, movies, and shows as a podcast and also individually. We already have a math system all figured out. I have the rankings. It'll be a fun episode. Please watch. And then next week, Percy Jackson.
Yes, because that comes out.
That ends Wednesday. Percy Jackson. I think that's it. I don't think there's a movie this week.
Nope. Return to Silent Hill.
Yes, Return to Silent Hill potentially. We need to figure that out. We need to make sure people are going to go watch it.
Because I know there's something else that comes out this week that I was kind of like, but anyway.
But yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say. I think that's basically it for this month. We'll obviously update you next week or probably tomorrow as well with more podcasts and stuff. But I love you guys, but you have to say it back. Bye. You must pick on my fingers.